Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Ruby. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. I really hope that you choose to stick around. If you are not new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning into today's video and checking back in with me. I am beyond excited for today's video. It's going to be a little bit different than what I typically do, but recently I have been requested to start incorporating a few more acting related videos here on my channel. And while I've always said that I've never wanted to change my channel into a theater channel, I definitely don't mind incorporating a couple videos here and there, especially when it's something that you guys want to see. But for those who don't know, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Ruby, and I am actually an actress based in New York City. I've done an off-Broadway show, I've done a national tour. In between gigs, I work retail, which is why you might hear me talk about retail a lot on this channel as well, but yes, I am an actress. While I primarily do musical theater, I also have experience in actual straight plays. I have experience in film as well, so I feel like there's a lot that I can talk about. In no way do I claim to be a pro, or do I claim to have this incredibly large reputation here in New York. I am an up-and-coming actress just like so many people living here, but I feel like I've been in the business for a long time. I've been an actor since I was a really little kid, and there's a lot of things that I feel like I can't actually give advice on. I get a lot of questions from young actors who watch my videos kind of asking Ruby, how do I get started? Where do I start? Really, what are the steps to kind of joining the theater community? And I plan to make a ton of videos all about that, including how and where to find auditions, how to film a self-tape. But one of the biggest things when you decide that you want to start auditioning is to get some headshots taken. And so in today's video, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys all about how to prepare for your acting headshots. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into the actual point of this video and let's just get started. I really hope you guys are excited as I am. So let's answer the basic question first. What is a headshot? So a headshot is a picture of you, typically from the chest up, meaning it's mostly just your head, hence headshot. This is what you present to casting directors and agents when you're going out on auditions, and it's a way for the industry to easily identify you in an audition room. On the back of your headshot, you typically put your resume, which I have a video coming up all about how to create your resume as well. But when you decide that, acting is something that you really want to pursue and it's something that you're going to seriously pursue, a headshot is one of the first things that you just need, because you can't walk into an audition room without it, and you can't submit yourself for anything really without a headshot or a resume. So my first big piece of advice is to do your research and find a phenomenal photographer. Especially in congested cities like LA or New York, it can be really easy to get scammed. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody that's watching this videos, but it's just a fact. It's overly saturated with people, and sometimes, if you don't do your research, you can end up with the wrong photographer and waste a ton of money. Take your time, like I said, to find a great photographer. Ask friends who they use. Go onto acting forum websites and see who other actors are using. Pay attention to the photographers whose names are consistently coming up with positive reviews and negative reviews. But an acting headshot is something that you're going to use a lot throughout your auditioning season and throughout your career as an actor. So you want to make sure that even if it means investing a little bit more money than what you're used to, you want to make sure that you get the best photographer that you can find. Okay, so you found the photographer, you've set up an appointment, you've maybe had a consultation, and you've talked to them and they've answered all your questions. So now let's get into how to present yourself for the actual picture. So as far as what to wear for a headshot, everybody kind of has their own different piece of advice, but my particular advice is to stick to a solid color top that complements your features and doesn't take away from the photo. If you want to do a pattern, it needs to be subtle. So as an example, this t-shirt that I'm wearing right here, I would never wear in a headshot. Stripes are incredibly distracting in pictures and they do not show up well in photography, so that's a big no. And even as far as simple patterns go, I mean, yes, they're nice, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just don't know how something is gonna photograph, and so I always recommend that simple is best. So pick a color that you look great in, one, like I said, that's gonna complement you and it's not gonna distract from you. So, I would probably stay away from any sort of super bright neon color unless that is your thing. Personally, for me, in my headshot, I always think that black is a very, very flattering color, as long as your background for the picture is a different color other than black, because you don't want to look like you're just like a floating head in the picture. So for my main headshot that I take with me to auditions that my agent has, I'm wearing a really nice, just plain, off the shoulder, really tight black shirt. So it's very basic. It doesn't take away from, you know, me, and it's not like hard to focus on, you know, anything but me in the picture. I also really like the shirt because it shows off my collarbones, and that's one of like my favorite features about me. So I felt like it really kind of complimented me and my body type, and I just felt really, really confident in it. Okay, now as far as hair goes, I always recommend sticking to the hairstyle slash texture that you wear most often, but make sure that no matter what, it is out of your face. So what I mean by this is if you typically have naturally curly hair and that's how you wear your hair the majority of the time, then take your headshot in that. For me, I know it's really funny because oftentimes on camera I wear my hair straight, but to auditions typically I will do like messy waves with a flat iron. So in my headshot, that's what I have. But you want to make sure that it's the hairstyle that you wear most often. That way when you walk into an audition room, you know, your headshot isn't straight hair and then you walk in with super, super curly hair, because then casting is gonna have a really hard time kind of like identifying you and remembering you. As far as makeup goes, I always say keep it light and fresh, and remember that this is not the time to wear stage makeup. Photography lighting is very, very up close and personal. It's so much different, like it's so much more different than the makeup that you would typically wear on like a stage for a live theater performance. So for my headshot makeup, I just made sure that my skin looked really luminous and fresh. I did a like really subtle brown, light brown smoky eye with a pop of like a shimmery champagne color right on the center of the lid to bring it a little bit more light. I did a really natural lip color. So just, you know, enough coverage to make me feel confident, but you know, just I still looked like me. I didn't look like I was putting on a costume or anything like that. I do also just want to say that if you are a younger viewer watching today's video, you do not have to wear makeup. I've been told by many, many people in the industry, and I also agree with it myself, the general like rule of thumb is like if you're under the age of like 12, 13, you really don't have to wear any sort of makeup in your headshot. If you want to put on like a little bit of clear lip gloss and maybe a little bit of mascara, that's totally okay, but you don't have to do a full face of glam, not like what I would do in my headshot. And then as you get a little older, you know, you can start incorporating like a couple little things into your like headshot makeup routine. But the big thing to remember is that casting, when you're young, they want to see the youth. They don't want to see a 10-year-old that's trying to look like she's 25. As an overall note, I just want to reiterate, this is not the time to try out a new look. Headshots are the time to show industry who you truly are, and it's a way for the industry to be able to look at a picture and immediately get a sense for what type it is that you could go out for and what roles you could fit into. I have so many friends who have made this mistake, but please, like, don't dye your hair a new color the night before your headshot appointment because you suddenly, like, you know, decide that you're gonna try and like do something different. If you don't typically wear a black smoky eye on your day-to-day basis, again, now's not the time to really try that out either. Another big tip that I have is, so let's say that there's a second look that you tend to wear on occasion to auditions. For example, if you have contacts but you also have glasses, and sometimes you'll wear your glasses to an audition. If you have naturally curly hair and that's how you wear it 70% of the time, but then there are times that you choose to straighten it and that's how you sometimes wear it to an audition, then feel free to take a second like primary headshot. And what you can do with this is you can kind of either like go back and forth and, you know, depending on the audition, choose to bring, you know, one headshot or the other, or use your primary look as your main headshot, and then on the back of your headshot where your resume is, put a little tiny picture in the corner with your second look. I have a lot of friends that do that. I also have a lot of friends that just have like two different headshots that they go back and forth between. Me personally, that's how I choose to do it. I have one primary headshot that I use for the majority of my theater auditions, and then if I'm called in for something like specifically very, very dramatic, I have a second headshot that I bring in. The big question that I get from a lot of my friends when like they're taking their first headshot, or even like a question that I get from a lot of you guys, is like, how do I smile in my headshot? You know, I nailed down the outfit, what I'm gonna wear, my hair, my makeup, but like what do I do with with my face. And as far as my advice for that, I always kind of say if you're young, so again, if you're like 13 or younger, a smile is best. Because again, industry is looking for youth. If you want to have like a dramatic picture as well where you're kind of doing a smirk or something and you're really young, I don't think you need to have like a second primary headshot. I think you can take a picture doing that smirk and then just put a little like small picture on the back of your headshot. If you are a slightly older actor, you know, you're in your late teens, 20s and on, and you know, you're often brought in for a more serious type, then it might be a really good idea to take a second like primary headshot where you're having like where it's a more like dramatic face and it's a bit more serious. However, I understand that headshot sessions are expensive and multiple headshots do cost quite a bit and it can be quite a financial investment. So if you only have the budget to really get like one good headshot, I always say like right off the bat, you should just have one where you're showing like your genuine smile to the camera. And I know that I've already shared quite a bit of advice, but for my last piece of advice, I really just want to stress, have fun. Let your personality shine through in your headshot because that's what's going to be intriguing for, you know, people in the industry who, you know, you're gonna run into at your auditions. Relax, be yourself, wear what makes you the most confident at the end of the day, because out of all the people that you're gonna be giving your headshot to, the person who's gonna look at it the most is you. So make sure that you're happy with your headshot. You know, when you're at your session with the photographer, take your time before showing up to your session. I think that it's totally okay to like practice your smile in the mirror or practice like a couple looks that you might want to do for the camera. But that pretty much wraps up my advice for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, we've got quite a few more acting videos coming to this channel, which I'm really excited for because acting really is my passion and it's what I love to talk about. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up to let me know that you'd like to see more of me here on this channel. If you have any like additional questions, comments, anything like that, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'm gonna get back to every single person that drops a response on today's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and help me grow the Ruby Rocks the World family. It would mean the absolute world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you all are watching this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Okay? Bye, everybody.